been the same. I haven't touched it for probably 25, 30 years. Joni got there, man, my projects have produced. I did a lot of building, adding on. The only place I really drew the line was when her and Judy would get there and they make it like a little playhouse. That day went out. But anyway, it was great. We'd go up there. It was a tradition with us. Even when we were working, we'd take 2 weeks off at Heinz. And she loved it because I wasn't there. You know, and she was just cooking up cookies and sourdough bread and everything. I used to go early on. It's been a tradition with Bobby, me, and a bunch of us. We'd go to Healy Lake to his cabin to duck hunting before we could come back to Salsha for moose hunting. Well, I did that for a couple of years, and I come back, and all these guys were stopping by the cabin. And I said, what's the deal? Hotcakes. No, I don't serve hot. Your wife does. Fresh bread, we like fresh bread. Besides that, she's got the best hot ones in town. And it was true. So after that, I had to cut off duck hunting. Then retirement came for us. Joni was still working. We started traveling outside. We bought a motorhome, sold the ocean boat, bought a motorhome. We traveled around. I was very surprised at the places she hadn't been. She'd never been to Vegas, you know, and she was like a kid in a candy store. And it was just fun traveling with her because everything we did together was a new experience. You know, it made a new experience. It was good. And we did that for a while. I bought some property down there and built a couple of places. And prior to this last batch, cancer that she got. She had it earlier, and we thought we would take care of it, but unfortunately came back. But she never gave up. She never gave up. She was a tough little turkey, you know, going through all this chemo and crap. We have a part, I mean, that place down there, it's like a bunch of older teenagers. I mean, they just party every night. But she would have chemo all week and just be so sick. But she would have to go. We'd have little neighborhood parties, people there, really fun. We got all sorts of nice friends on there, other than Alaskans. And we'd all have the little karaoke things, because when you're old, I mean, what can you do? You drink and you try to sing. So, and she would always come to them, you know. We'd have to walk her over or carry her or whatever she wanted to do. I mean, that's the kind of person she was. She was tough to the end. But I've got lots of stories, but I think it's time to have a drink. Anyway, I want to thank you all for coming here. I really appreciate it, Joan. I really appreciate it. That's all I got to say.
I'd also like to share remembrance of Joan. Yes, Pete.
Yeah, we haven't known Joan all that long. We've actually known her for a long time, but not really known her. I've known Wayne probably for half of my life, opposes it and avoiding him. But a couple of years ago, we bought a motorhome and started some traveling and bought a piece of property in Yuma. lo and behold, it was right across the street from Wayne. Nobody told us that. But anyway, he invited us over one afternoon for an afternoon toddy, and then my wife and I, Sharon here, got to where we really started to know Joan and found out what a wonderful person she really was. She's just amazing. Like Wayne said, when she was getting sick, she still made a point to come over, sit down with us for an hour, and listen to us talk and have our toddies. Of course, she wasn't partaking, and even contributed to the conversation. It was amazing and very sad to watch. And for Wayne, he was the luckiest guy on the planet, I think. He just got one of the nicest people I ever met. So that's it for me.
One of the things I remember about Joan, and I hope we'll all go out with a sense of caring and not forget what she did. And after, our longtime friend Bob Hanson, his first wife, when she passed away, he was having a tough time. And I tell you, the turning point was when he went down to Yuma with Wayne and Joan, and the pictures that came back. I mean, how they didn't get arrested is beyond belief. Bob came back with a renewed determination, appreciation for life, which went as far as him then dating my younger sister. And we lost Bob too early, and Bob and Joan were certainly good friends in life. But that's the kind of things I remember about Joan, is making other people feel better, making me feel better, making each of us feel better. And it was said by Pete, the best thing that ever happened to Wayne was Joan, but it was both ways too. Joan got a wonderful person, and Wayne's been just a great friend to all of us, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, Jeff, Nick, you just reminded me, it's a special thing. The Worrell family, when they first came to Alaska, we all became family together. You guys remember, go to the lake, and right when you first got here, and that lasted. I mean, everybody went to school with each member of our family, and I'd be remiss not to mention that one of Joan's best friends was my grandmother, Vuka. And they used to go to the creeks together, and maybe she learned a few tricks from Nana, or vice versa. But they would go out there, and it was truly her friend. They'd come to lunch together, and I just remember that as special, that here she has one of her best friends is 40 years older than her, and they'd come to the restaurant, and that was a unique thing, and I think part of that void filled when Wayne and her dated. They came to the restaurant together, and I remember they were dating. They were a young couple, right? No, but I could see what's going on, and I just wanted to mention Vuka in Joan's life, and the Worrell family in all of our life too. So thank you.
Joan had her favorite chocolate chip cookies, and a number of her friends have made those, and they're here to share today. She loved popcorn, but the last few years of her life she wasn't able to eat popcorn, but there's a popcorn maker back there, and I'll tell you, none of you can leave without eating popcorn. And I would invite all of you to stay, share the food. I know there's drinks, and I saw them bringing a keg or two and back, and we don't want to, we don't want to leave anything. We want to make sure it all gets eaten and drank here today. One of the things too, I'll tell you, I spent some time over at the Denali Center, and those people there did such a wonderful job of caring for Joan, and the family appreciated them. But I tell you, every time I would thank somebody at the Denali Center, they would say, "Oh, it's been our privilege." Joan, with her courage and her determination and her smile, she just impressed them and made it easy for them, and that was a wonderful care she got, but she gave as much as she got in the way of care. So with that, I invite you all to mingle, to have food, to have drink, and to share stories with each other about this wonderful person, Joan, and may we always keep her in our hearts, and may we always honor her memory by serving others and being angels and heroes to our family first, and then to others. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.